How would you like to be part of the Full Well Project? That's right, you. How would it sound if I turn your story into shareable art? See, your story is already a work of art, and there's strength that someone needs that can only be found in your story. Help me to help you share it with love letters. Submit your story of joy, triumph, heartache, struggle, love, loss, elation, depression, and everything in between. Whether you share a synopsis of your life story, an awesome thing that just happened, random thoughts you're chewing on, questions you may have, or if you just want to vent about your day, share it all. This is a safe place. You can share your name or choose not to. Just be as honest as possible. In return, I'll respond with a song, love letter, poem, photograph, or a combination of any of them. Then, I'll share that art with you while encouraging other people along the way. Co-create with me by clicking the Love Letters link in the description and let your voice be heard today. Again, click the Love Letters link in the description, share your story with me, and let's co-create something beautiful to help other people along their way. Okay? Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Full Well Project. Yay! My name is Alicia Renice, and I am your host. Feel free to follow us everywhere at The Full Well Project. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, affirmations, critiques that are kind, please feel free to email me at thefullwellproject@gmail.com. And be sure to send in your love letters so that we can read them on air and create art from them. Okay? Sounds good. Yay. So this is episode 4 of season 2. And today we're actually just going to jump into the episode and talk about the spirit in which you create, or the spirit in which you show up, or the spirit in which you give, all the things, the spirit in which you do anything. Okay? So, creating things and giving them to people, they're wonderful. It's January now, so by the time you're hearing this, so Christmas has passed. My birthday is actually coming up, so yay, I'm turning the big 3-0. And so it's a time of giving. It's a time of spending time with people you love. It's a time of reflection and, just considering what things are really important. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I am in an RV traveling with my husband full time if you're new here. And so you're going to hear noises from outside, and it's okay. We're going to just get through this episode. We're actually at a rest stop in Florida. And so you might hear cars passing by, birds flying around. They had leaf blowers earlier. So who knows? It's fun. Who knows what's going to show up? It's all fun. So yes. So creating and sharing are wonderful, but if it's given in the wrong spirit, it can ruin it. It's a sacred act. So like I said, we just passed this time of giving gifts and spending time with people, whether we give our time, because that's the only gift that we gave, because, we don't have the finances we necessarily want in this time of life, but it's okay. The time is more important. I often say, you'll love the gift, but you'll appreciate more. What you'll remember more is when the gift is done or broken or lost or tarnished is the person who gave it to you and why they gave it to you. That's what's most important. So yeah, but when you receive a gift in the wrong spirit, it ruins the experience. It does. If someone gives you $5 begrudgingly, if I gotta beg you for this $5 and do backflips, it's not gonna feel as good as if you just gave me the $5 because you're kind. Giving and sharing and creating is such a sacred act. It is a sacred act. Let's think of a restaurant, right? Let's say you're going to your favorite restaurant. You know what you're going to order. You can't wait to get it. For me, recently, it's been Cracker Barrel. I don't know what's been going on, but ever since we started traveling, I love Cracker Barrel, right? Something about those pancakes. Oh, and I'm usually an IHOP girl, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we go to Cracker Barrel. I'm sitting down. I'm excited. I'm thinking about, what food I'm going to get, how much I'm going to get, how it's going to taste so buttery when I get it. I'm so excited. You sit down at the table. First of all, let's see, before you come in there, you come into the store, you have horrible customer service. Nobody greets you with a smile. They just kind of act like you're annoying them by doing their job, right? And no hate to any of my people who work in the food industry, okay? Because I was a server for years, almost a decade. And I understand that sometimes you don't want to show up and be your best self. Sometimes you're irritated. Sometimes the table ticked you off, or your manager or whatever. But let's just, for the sake of this illustration, let's just say the person has a really bad attitude. We don't know why. We don't necessarily care. We care, but we don't. We're here for a good experience. You're coming somewhere to spend your good money and to eat some good food. And here comes an RV driving past. So you're there, and the person, to seat you, they look at you, they roll your eyes. And so you're automatically okay, I just want to sit down. How many's in your party? And you say 2. So you sit down at the table. But then your table's dirty. Your table's filthy. There's crumbs all over the place. It's some wet spots. You don't know what was there, and you're disgusted. And if you're a germaphobe like me, you automatically go to the bathroom and wash your hands because yuck, right? Then your server comes. They have an attitude. They're not attentive. They're not really caring about you. They didn't even give you their name. Just in case you need to come get something. They give you a drink. They don't give you a refill. So now you're thirsty, you irritated, you feel filthy. Maybe they wiped down the table, maybe they didn't, right? And then you get your food. And your food is delicious. It's warm. It's hearty. It looks great, right? Everything is perfect. But it probably is not going to taste the same as if you had a great experience at a restaurant. If you came in the restaurant and, you know, a person was smiling and bubbly and really taken with you and really considerate and kind, if the table was clean, if the silverware was clean, if the server was really attentive and like made conversations with you, was curious about you, made sure you never had an empty cup, if, you know, they got all the condiments for you before you had to ask, like that would really make your meal. And the food wouldn't even have to be that great, but what the food lacks would be made up for in service, right? But automatically, if you're having a horrible time at a restaurant, your food is going to taste like trash. It's like, okay, it's good, but now I'm ready to go. I'm not even comfortable here. I don't want to be here. And for us, you know, it's been weird because at some Cracker Barrels we'll get excellent service, and then some Cracker Barrels is like really, really bad. And that's a whole other conversation because we be in some suspect places. But I digress. The experience makes the gift. The experience makes the food, right? So my Auntie Jackie, she's a cook. She cooks, and cooking, she's actually going to be one of the interviewed people on the podcast. So I'm so excited about that. But she cooks from her heart. It's made with love. It's made with care. It's cooked slowly. It's cooked deliberately. She serves you her food with a smile. Not only does she give food, but she gives love. And you can tell the difference between food made with love and not, right? You can tell the difference between like slow home cooked meals versus McDonald's. McDonald's, they just throw anything together. They don't really care. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever, it's fast, like get it out, right? It's not made with the same care as if your aunt or your mother or your grandmother, if they cook, makes food. It's not. The experience and the attitude and the spirit in which you create determines everything. The spirit in which you give to people, like if you giving to people but you nasty, if you giving to people but you're like, oh, you got to pay me back though, you know what I'm saying? That is a horrible spirit to have. And I have a rule for myself. I don't give to anybody if I can't afford them not to pay me back. So what I mean is, if somebody asks me to borrow $100, right? I have a choice to give it to them or not. I do give it if it's not going to stress me out to give it to them. And I also give as if they're never going to pay me back, because they don't. I don't like just letting people borrow money. If I'm going to give them money, you can have it. It's fine. It's fine. God will take care of me, right? And there's actually a scripture about that. I can't find the reference right now, but essentially it's like, don't loan to somebody if you can't afford for them not to pay you back, because sometimes people don't pay you back, whether it's because they forget or they can't, you know, they're just not financially able to, or, you know, maybe they do run out because they're afraid that you're going to ask for the money back and you had no intentions. You know, you have to prepare yourself for that. And that is my rule. And I also have that rule applied to every other area of my life. If I'm going to be stressed out, if you want me to hang out with you, but I'm going to be unattentive, I'm going to be stressed out about other things, I'm probably not going to hang out. I would rather me hang out with you and give you my undivided attention, you know? Or if I don't really have a choice, like say my friend has a busted tire, and so she doesn't have the tools, so she's waiting for AAA to come by and come fix her car. I would come and volunteer to stay with her, and I wouldn't count it a burden for me to show up for her. It's a gift. Me being able to be there for her is a gift, right? It is a joy to me to be able to give my time, because one, money you can get back, right? But time and care, you can't. Moments are created and they're there forever. You know what I'm saying? And you're not getting that back. So while I spend the time that I want to I'm making sure I'm spending quality time with the people I want to spend time with. You know what I mean? And I don't want my friends to feel like a burden for me to spend time with them. If my cousin or if my friends are going through hard times, like, they know they can count on me. They can call me. And I'm not going to be like, girl, what is it now? You know what I'm saying? One, I never really feel like that. But like at the same time, it's like, no, it is an honor that you called me. That is a spirit that I'm showing up for them. I'm showing up for them wholeheartedly, and I'm not half butting our experience, you know? for the little ears. But yeah, if going back to the restaurant example, the spirit in which you're presented your food determines everything. If someone gives you something, but they made you feel bad about it, you don't want it anymore. Like, oh, I had to search high and wide and I lost my job and just to get you this toy. It's like, okay, well, you don't have to give me this toy. You can actually just take it back. I don't want it. If I ask to borrow money from, a friend or something and they make me feel bad about needing to borrow it, my pride alone would want me to figure out how to get more money some other way. You know what I mean? It's all in the way that it's presented, But if a child gives you something from their heart, like again, we talk about those hand turkeys, they put everything they did into that gift. You're going to cherish it forever. It's going to go in the fridge. It's not going to go in the trash. It's not going to be like thrown away. If you give somebody something, begrudgingly or like, and you're burdened in your tone and everything like that, no one's really going to treasure the gift. It's going to feel like an obligation now. But like when kids make you something and they like, oh my God, I made this just for you, mommy. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh my God, I'm so proud. Thank you so much for thinking of me. And it could look like trash. Like, right? Let's be honest. Kids aren't the greatest artists. But at the same time, because it came from the heart, it feels different. You always cherish it. Or if somebody writes you a love note, right? Versus like a fast text message. I love love notes. Even when they're from my friends. I love getting cards in the mail because it took extra time. I appreciate that you took the extra time to handwrite something, to find a card that actually fits the occasion, to handwrite something, to maybe put a gift in there, to seal it up, put a stamp on it, and to send it in the mail. Like that is more sometimes that is more thoughtful. Even if you don't put anything in the card, more thoughtful than someone, here's $10, happy birthday. You know what I mean? So I want to challenge you to create and share with the Spirit of God, and also by how we create and share. So like, I just made a list of things of how I want to be able to create and share my art, my time, my resources, my energy with the people that I love and communities that I love, right? So first one is share in vulnerability, right? I want to be honest about who I am and how I am, right? I don't want to have to hide myself. I don't want to have to meet up with my friend and not be able to be honest with them about what I'm feeling. There have been situations and times where I was ostracized by groups of people because I was depressed. And they villainized me for it. And I thought something was wrong with me. And it wasn't. I mean, besides, being depressed, it was them. They were not allowing me to be in a space where I could show up fully and be my full self. They made me feel bad about that. You know what I mean? And in the same way, I want people to be able to come and be vulnerable with me, to be honest with me. So I want to create with vulnerability or create in vulnerability or create spaces for people to be vulnerable. I want to be able to create in gratefulness, to be able to be gifted, to be able to share that gift is something I'm so grateful for. The ability to sing, I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for the ability to write songs, write poems, to write love letters, to encourage people with this podcast. Like, this is a gift to me, And it's something that's worth sharing. I want to create an abundance and peace and an abundant mindset. I don't have to compete with anybody. I want to be able to create like, oh, if I give you something for Christmas or your birthday, I don't want to give you something that's heartfelt and came from me, but then somebody gets you something expensive and now I'm automatically questioning, is my gift good enough? Yes, it is. I'm at peace with it. I'm at peace with the art that I create. I'm at peace with it. And I'm also of the abundant mindset that I don't have to compete with anybody for my gift to be worth something. Create with contentment, that no matter what I create or give, I'm already enough. I'm amazing already. You are amazing already, no matter what you create. Even if people criticize it, even if you criticize it, you are already amazing. Create with contentment. All right? Create with generosity. I don't want to hold back my best things from others or myself. If I can give somebody a great gift, I want to be able to give it to them. If I can create a great piece of work and just give it to someone for free, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to create with generosity and not holding back. And again, that also comes kind of in line with the abundant mindset versus like scarcity. Because the scarcity mindset will tell you, oh, well, You can't give away your best stuff for free. You can't give away this $500 because you're going to need it, even though you're doing well and you don't really need the $500 right now, but somebody else does. You know, that is being greedy. That is not being generous. And it's also being afraid of you losing out by giving. No, I want to create with a generous spirit that no matter how much I give, I will always get back, and not necessarily from them, but because I live in an abundant mindset, in an abundant community with an abundant God, I will lack for nothing. I will lack for nothing. He gives me so that I can give. And so I want to be generous in how I create. I want to create with authenticity. I want to be myself, not who other people think I should be. If I make a song and it's a cappella, which I do all the time, a cappella covers, I don't want to feel like, oh, I got to learn how to play guitar too now to be a good artist. I got to learn how to play the drums. No, the gift that God gave me is my gift, and I want to be authentic in it. If I wrote someone a poem for their birthday, being authentic and being like, this is what really encouraged me to write this. You encouraged me to write this. Happy birthday. This is for you. You know, be yourself, not who you think other people should, not how you think you should be or how other people think you should be. I want to create with fun. I want to experiment. I want to follow my curiosities. I want to create, things that, I just have fun with and give them to them and create fun experiences for other people. I want to create an experience where my kids, if I ever have them, can run around in their backyard with no shoes on, and we could play knights and kings or kings and queens, or you know what I mean? Like, I want to create and fun and create something fun for other people. I want to create with joy. Like, again, we talked about how God gave us taste buds that we don't necessarily need for survival. We don't need taste buds. You know what I'm saying? We don't need it. We don't. We could just literally have no taste buds. And again, we'd be a lot healthier than what we are. This is my theory, right? But God created in joy and wanted us to enjoy his creation. He wanted us to taste the different kinds of fruits and apples and lemons and limes and spinach and meat and wheat and cookies and cake, and I'm listing all these horrible things, but like there are pizza, like there are certain things, that we couldn't experience had we not had taste buds. And that's because God created it with joy and wanted us to enjoy it as well. Also, I want to enjoy the process of creating. If I'm making a gift for somebody, if I'm creating an experience, like I like creating an itinerary for my friends for their birthdays. Like I love it. It's so much fun. Like I get joy out of that because I want them to have a great experience for their birthday, have a great experience, for something random. If one of my friends are feeling down, all right, girl, what are we going to do today? We're going to go to the salon. And again, based on your pockets determines what you can do. So I don't be in the salon all the time, but like, what can we do? Let's go to the movies. Let's go get ice cream afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that are fun for me that I enjoy creating for my friends. As I said before, the ability to create is a gift from God. Take joy in it and make sure that the spirit in which you give somebody something, or the spirit in which you create or spend time with them, or the experiences you create for other people, make sure that they're created well and in a good spirit, in a generous spirit, in a vulnerable spirit, in a grateful spirit, and in an abundant spirit, in a peaceful spirit, in contentment, and generosity, and authenticity, and fun, and with joy. Okay? So thank you so much for listening to this episode of The Football Project. I hope this was helpful. Please, again, feel free to email me at thefootballproject@gmail.com. Feel free to follow us everywhere at The Football Project. Be sure to send in your love letters, y'all, so that I can create art with your story, with your thoughts, with your questions, with your worries, with your, stressors, with, joyful experiences you've been having lately, with random thoughts you're thinking, anything. Submit it, and I will either return with a love letter or I will return with art, like a photo or a poem or a song. Okay? So until next episode, you guys, thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful day. Remember that you are loved. Love yourself. Love God. Love others. Okay? Talk to y'all later. Bye.